Hello, one more time to Channeling Spirits walkthrough of Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. My name is Devin Dion. I am the writer and editor of Channeling Spirits, kidnapping the incredible...
Hi, I'm Heidi Dion, and I am the voice of Channeling Spirits.
So we've got the final walkthrough.
It's the final walkthrough.
You can't sing too much, otherwise we'll get a copyright strike.
Okay, sorry.
So we've got one more long episode that Heidi is very ready to be done with. So the containment unit has been broken into. All the ghosts they've been busting have been released. Janina is freaking out. Doesn't have as red hair as she normally does.
I know, I don't get it.
It's not like cartoonishly red like in the cartoon. But so now the boys have realized all their work shutting down the Mandala nodes, might not be for everything, because now they've got a new threat. And we went through a lot to get this video, and we'll detail it in a bit. But the guys here are kind of checking their options and realizing everything is not well in the neighborhood, and that one big threat is coming. And we'll finally find out who the big bad is.
It's COVID-19.
Oh, that's going to be a joke that is topical right now, and later people will be like, what? Presuming that people survive later.
Womp.
So
what are they doing?
The TV got knocked to the side.
This is Thriller. I thought they were going to break into a dance.
You can't keep singing these songs. We're going to have to pay for them.
I'm sorry.
No, they saw on TV a parade, which was a deleted level. Which would have been interesting. I think it would have been kind of fun to blow up giant balloons. So the last level, we gotta get one more drink before we go. Got it. I had to hydrate one more time just for you. I put that in for you. They are gonna head to Central Park. Do you remember beautiful Central Park?
Of course.
Everybody loves beautiful,
Gorgeous.
sunny, nice, green Central Park.
I wish I could be there now.
Not this Central Park, because it's a cemetery. I mean, maybe you would actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so all of Central Park has been transformed into a massive cemetery with mausoleums.
Why would I not? That sounds amazing.
Because there's a lot of creepy things that you're going to see.
I like creepy things.
I don't think you want to deal with some of these creepy things. So it's Central Park Cemetery is the final level. And I have just now stopped our only way out. So that's it. The only way we can go is forward.
Of course you did. I know that's in the
that would have been me,
in
though.
the script, but that is something you would do.
So going back to the challenge of making this video, we've been working on this for months now.
Yes.
This was supposed to be a project that ended at the new year, but we had to take it. Well, we took a hiatus, then we kind of got back into it. I wanted to finish this up. In the meantime, I've probably played this game to record this, not just for fun, at least 4 times. And on this latest one, we had done the last level, and I booted up the PS4, ready to get, one more knocked out of the park, and all of a sudden it was giving me an error message saying, hey, you have to download 7.02.
Woo.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to download it. And it wouldn't let me. Wouldn't let me do it from a USB or through the internet. It wouldn't let me at all. So I had to reboot the PS4 with all our save data from all our games. And I'm sure there's someone who can tell me, hey, you could have saved it on this or that. I'm not that savvy with the PS4, and
our PS4 is already kind of a piece of poop.
It's possessed by the devil. You're going to see a point where pretty soon it just decides to turn off. It still does. It randomly beeps and then ejects the disc, and wherever your progress is, hopefully you have something saved.
It's saved.
And if not, in fact, it's about to go out in a moment here. So you're going to see a transition of when we had to, there we go, re-record, because it just decided to turn off. So in addition to that issue, I had to essentially replay the entire game as quickly as I could and get back to this level just to record this. So here you go. These may seem like easy videos, but even these ones that are supposed to be easier than our other ones, not so much.
That's okay.
But I was able to wear my black jumpsuit and my gold proton pack and happy honor. So, small victories.
Small victories.
So, what do you think of the cemetery? Would you?
Oh, I would totally go here. It's beautiful. I mean, I love a good mausoleum. It's really pretty.
What's your favorite cemetery that you've been to? Like ever,
that I've been to? Honestly, none.
What about the New York one?
Oh yeah, okay.
I really liked
that one. Okay, fine. Yeah, we went to this cemetery in New York that we just randomly were walking by and we stumbled across it. It's this beautiful church. It's in the middle of the city.
No, it's near like the One World Trade Center. It's downtown.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the city.
But in the middle of the city, I think of like Midtown.
Okay.
This is downtown.
All right.
You got to get your lingo right. Be a New Yorker.
Okay.
We're not New Yorkers, if you couldn't tell.
No.
So I really like that one.
Yeah, that one was cute. Okay, that's probably my favorite that we've been to.
What was the one in Savannah that we were like real hyped about, and it was just full of mosquitoes and awful, and we just kind of drove through it?
I don't even remember the name of it because I've just no.
It's reported to be like, oh, you gotta go to this one. It's like the cemetery in Savannah, and I can't even remember it because we got there. It was mostly sand, right?
Mm-hmm. Nowhere to park.
Yeah, you kind of like just drive through it, whether you want to or not, because there's not a way to walk around it. It's massive. I'll give it that. But we got out of the car a few times, and there were just so many mosquitoes, we just couldn't even do it. So we didn't do that one. Or we drove through that one. Mm-hmm. And then there was the two other ones.
Yeah, like colonial...
One I kind of liked. Yeah. That was just kind of... It was kind of weird, because it was like, there was a path, tombstones all over, and it was almost like a park. Like, there were, like, benches. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like... There was
literally a swing set, like, just outside of it.
I was like, I feel like this little, like, this place where, like, children probably shouldn't play is just a cemetery.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was, I don't know, kind of weird.
But I would like to go and see where Edgar Allan Poe is buried.
And that is beautiful. That is, probably, maybe not my favorite cemetery, but...
Have you been?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, when I went to Baltimore.
What?
Yeah, I saw his tomb.
Oh, I'm jealous.
And where the Poe Toaster used to go. Do you know about the Poe Toaster?
No.
So there was
wait, hold on, something's happening.
Okay, well, I had to go through this long maze, essentially, to get Ecto through, because those gates were stopping it.
Gotcha.
And then now you're going to realize that all this long path that I took, I could have done this a lot easier if I just did what Ray does. Little great moment of comedy, blink and you'll miss it, of, oh, we could have just done that. That's fine. So the Poe Toaster, every year on Edgar Allan Poe's birthday, this mysterious person, and some people have kind of claimed credit, like, oh, I'm the Poe Toaster, would go and they'd give a rose and I believe a bottle of cognac. And it was just like this tradition, and they think it might have been like something that was passed on. There have been other like fakers. I don't think it's going on anymore. I think it stopped around 2009. And again, just as mysteriously as it started, then it stopped. But no one really knows who the Poe Toaster is. Comment below if you're the Poe Toaster.
When you said Poe Toaster, I pictured a toaster. I was very like an actual toaster.
Oh, like someone just left a toaster for Poe?
I was like, what the hell?
like toasting a drink.
No, I got it, but I was confused at first.
That's the name.
I'm a little hungry right now.
Poe Toaster.
Some bread.
And some toast. Let's spread out. So, yeah. I love Edgar Allan Poe, so it was really cool seeing that it's a very old-timey like burial.
What is that?
We gotta scan it to find out it's a cemetery crawler. So little creepy buggers. And this level is really where they kind of amp it up on you. There's a few areas where they're just throwing like 3 or 4 different types of ghosts and beasts at you, and you gotta kind of juggle them. So what is your favorite Edgar Allan Poe story? Do you have one? How many have you actually read?
I've read quite a few.
But you don't remember them? Did you like The Pit and the Pendulum?
Yeah.
No, you know what I bet you your favorite one is? The Mask of the Red Death. That Red Death.
Oh, yes.
Which is, if you have not read that, A, one of Poe's best works, and B, very applicable. It's about a bunch of rich people who are staying inside, partying, while an allegorical Grim Reaper who comes in and just kills him. It's
Hashtag great. Relatable.
Hashtag it's happening. The apocalypse.
I think so.
I don't, we've been on, but here's the thing. We've been on, like, the apocalypse alert for so long that it's just kind of like I'm numb to it.
No, I don't know. This has been pretty crazy.
But like, it's like every year, it's like, is this going to be the apocalypse? And we kind of joke about it, and then you realize, when the apocalypse does happen, it's just going to be, like, memes be like, LOL, dead. Like, the 4 horsemen would be like, aren't you guys scared? And we're like, oh, we're dying. So, I don't know. I have no idea what the apocalypse is going to be. I kind of hope if it's happening, it's going to be quick. Like, I don't like a slow death.
Yeah.
Like, just meteor. Just...
Alright, so we're wandering around.
The cemetery is a bit of a maze, and it's a bit of a pistol. So, not my favorite one, because it's real easy to get lost, and that's why, as much as you yell at me for blowing things up, like, actually, like, destroying stuff kind of helps you give yourself breadcrumbs of, like, oh, that's where I need to go. Or not go.
Gotcha.
So we've got these, like, zombie things, and we've got big fat occultists who look like Chairman Juniors. Yeah. And see, it's an exciting level to play. It's not easy to, like, do a walkthrough, because it's like, yeah, and then you just, randomly walk through that path and hope for the best.
I will say, I rewatched him play this recently, and I do
when
enjoy
I had to replay it.
Yeah, I do enjoy it so much better with the audio and the music and the spooky sounds. It makes it so much better.
But yeah, you finally realize, like, when I say, like, yeah, there's a bunch of creepy noises here. Like, I mean,
little kids whispering.
You're just seeing it on mute and
Love
not
it.
knowing it. You saw the library part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like, bye. Yeah.
Did you know that in the Haunted Mansion, after you leave the stretch room, if you're one of the last people to leave, there are whispers saying, "Don't go."
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Then I would have think they would be like, get out, like, go away.
No, it's good. I love that. Love
That's
that ride.
So is that in both coasts?
Mhm.
That's in the stretch room.
Mhm.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
There you go. Little. If you ever get back to Disney World or Disneyland, or I mean, I guess Tokyo Disney, do they have the same one? Yeah.
Yeah, and Disneyland Paris, Phantom Manor.
No, Phantom Manor would be different now.
Yeah, but they have a stretching room.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been on that one. So
I mean, I haven't either, but I've watched a lot of ride-throughs.
Oh, like a virtual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
They have a stretching room. It's just different paintings. It's a different storyline. I like that storyline a lot.
It's
actually.
like a daughter.
Yeah.
And her dad's like evil.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to get married. Is she alive?
No, she's dead.
But I'm
They're all
confused
dead.
already.
I think she was murdered.
Murder. There has been a murder.
I do declare.
I do declare. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go to Disneyland Paris though.
Oh, I would.
Just for Phantom Manor?
Yeah.
That's it?
No, I'd go for a lot of other things too, but I want to go so bad. Anyway,
so
would you stay the night in a graveyard?
Are you asking me or the group?
You.
Oh, probably. I mean, I've slept outside under the stars, so like being outside doesn't bother me. Being in a graveyard doesn't bother me. But if someone was gonna give me money, I'd definitely do it.
Mm-hmm.
I probably shouldn't admit yeah, I'd easily do it. I'd want someone I gotta do the hard sell and be like, well, I don't know, and then be like, oh, well, I'll give you $500. No, okay, cool.
Remember that video we watched of that security guard who was freaking out?
I still don't know if that was real or fake.
I don't know, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
Regardless, he was freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the fact that I can't easily say, maybe that was real, maybe it was fake, it says something to the quality. It's, if you haven't seen it, it was like a TikTok video or a series of TikTok.
Oh, was it?
I think so. This is pretty recent.
I gotta download
and
TikTok.
He's a security guard for a
a church.
funeral home.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a funeral home.
Okay.
And he's just kind of documenting some weird giggles. I think doors are locking, lights are turning
flickering.
off. Yeah. And it could be that it's just kids messing with him. Apparently, one point in the video, like if you look at it carefully, you can see like somebody just kind of standing there. And I don't know if they're in on the video. I don't know if this is one of the kids that was messing with him.
Still creepy.
Could be a ghost if you want to go that route. But yeah, we'll either put a link or I'll have a little clip of it just to get you guys an idea. But
door was open again. Hello, security.
Interesting.
What is that?
So it's one of the last of the, how they have a series of like golems and like big brutes. Mm-hmm. This is a grave monster.
Why are these monsters always so like fat?
Because they're so big and they're, I don't know, full of anger and food and tombstones that just vanish in the ground. So you got a labyrinth here. We got to get that key back to get out of this labyrinth, because we're trying to get and meet up with the others in the Ecto one.
We got separated?
Yeah, they drove off, and I don't remember why Ray is just like, I'll go with the kid and we'll go this way.
Bye.
And they just went somewhere else.
Well, okay then.
And here, a random point of exposition where Ray is like, wait a minute, I get it now. And you're like, what? And he's like, oh, it all makes sense why Stay Puft came back. And essentially, yeah, like in the middle of this last level, they're like, wait, we gotta explain the whole Stay Puft thing. Like, how did Stay Puft come back if Gozer was destroyed? And pretty much, Gozer wasn't destroyed, he was banished. And that every time Gozer goes back into whatever dimension, whatever destructor form was chosen, that's what he has to go back to. Which is kind of a long-winded way of essentially, they wanted to put Stay Puft in. And this is how they justified that. Is they felt they had to write that in, which like fine, I'm all for like little details and explanations, but it just seemed a very weird place pacing wise to put it. Like it just kind of stops you dead in your tracks, and you're like, I wasn't even concerned about that. Like we're in a cemetery right now. Like all the ghosts have been released,
busy,
and you want to like goof around and talk about Stay Puffs more. But all right, Ray, that's cool. Alright, a few more cursed objects, an evil tree, possessed tree, I guess.
I know we've had this argument before, but...
About trees?
No, listeners, when you die, do you want a gravestone?
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know where this is going.
Because I absolutely do. I want something gothic and gorgeous.
Which is expensive.
Yes. That's why listen, I'm literally going to put it in my will. Okay. If you do not do this, you're not getting any of my money.
Let's back up. What do you want to happen to your remains?
I would like to get cremated, and I want half of me to be with you. And then I want the other half
with my ashes?
No, in a grave next to you.
What?
And then the other half I would like made into a reef ball. And put in the ocean.
Explain what a wreath ball is.
So a reef
ball, not a wreath.
A reef ball is this concrete formation that goes in the ocean, and it actually helps with coral reefs. Coral reefs need something to attach onto that's hard. Usually baby coral reefs, if you will, attach onto coral reefs that have died because they have that hard material that they're made out of. And so reef balls are put in the ocean with coral that's grown in aquariums, and it's just a new way to help start grow a coral reef in an area that's depleted. So it's really, really cool, and I think it would be cool if you could, visit me in two places. You can either dive to come see me, or you can visit me next to my husband.
No, but to clarify, like the reef ball does not like nurture the coral. It's just like a structure. It's just a structure. Is it literally a ball? Is there any sort of design?
It's like it's kind of like a ball shape, and it's got holes in it.
I'll put a picture in right here when you guys are watching, so you have an idea, because I have no idea what. I know she's talked about it before, but I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, it's hollow.
Okay.
And yeah, fish can like live in it and stuff.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
So my contention to that argument, and it's not that no one should have a gravestone, it's more specifically that if you're cremated, it just doesn't make sense to then also take a plot and have a point in the ground.
My Nana does.
Well, you know,
because now that's where I can go visit her. I still want to visit her. I still want people to come visit me in a graveyard. I just don't want my body decaying and worms eating it.
Okay, but you're just gonna take up a spot in the ground?
Yeah.
I disagree. It just seems like a waste of not even your money, because you're not even there to
it won't be
have
your
it
money
be your money
either.
It will be if you go first. Then I gotta pay for it.
Okay.
Well, how are you gonna know that I didn't do it?
I'm literally putting it in my will.
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna pay the lawyer.
No.
I'll call Saul.
No.
He'll do some wheeling and dealing.
No.
Well, what are your thoughts? I'd be very curious on, especially, people who are more our age, who might be a little bit more, financially concerned about, hey, can I even afford to have a tombstone? B, what your kind of beliefs are on the matter. Because I don't think we really bring this up to our friends. We're not like, hey, do you guys want a gravestone when you go? Not usually a very popular party subject. We should try it.
We should.
All right, guys, let's go around the room.
My friends wouldn't be surprised. They'd be like,
well, no,
really,
I'm not
Heidi?
saying that they wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't come up. So I'm curious what others, are thinking on the matter. Do you agree with Heidi that, even if you're going to be cremated, that you'd still like a memorial spot that someone can visit?
Yeah, I don't want my ashes in an urn.
It's not that I don't get it. It's just I disagree. Like, I get it. All right, so this is real. This one gets a little tricky. So as I'm playing on easy, again, I just wanted to kind of get through this game at this point. But you've got two of these grave monsters. You got a bunch of these cultists who are also like firing stuff at you, and you have Ray, who's pretty easy to get knocked down as you go to like harder levels. Like he just got separated from me, so I'm trying to get back to him and also not get knocked down myself. But I'm trying to take down these guys while you're getting shot at. I think in harder levels there might also be the little grave crawlers. Yeah,
I don't like those.
They really make it tricky. That you really have to stick close to Ray, make sure he's not getting knocked down, or if you're getting knocked down, he's close enough. Way to go, Devin.
Help is on the way, dear.
Help is on the way, dear!
And now we've got these zombies guys. These might be grave fiends, is what they're actually called.
Grave fiend.
But it brings up an interesting question, and they kind of address it. Is like, all right, so the proton pack we know is effective against ghosts, like ectoplasmic entities. But if it's a something of substance like a corpse or a zombie, how effective would it be? What do you think?
I mean, I think if it can blow up stuff, I think
I knew you were going to go that direction.
Pretty productive,
But effective, not will it work, but is it effective? Is that the best tool, or would a flamethrower better?
Gun.
Is a shotgun better to just take out its?
No, because this is like a constant flow.
I guess.
I think this would be a very effective weapon.
I think this is a very great weapon. I wish I could have it. Mostly just for
you do
destruction.
have
Well,
one.
I'm not a working one. So we've almost got them in the bag. I don't know if you saw it. The way they set up this fight it's real annoying. Like the only way you can activate it is you have to be in your PKE with your ecto goggles on, and then like it forces you to look at this spot in the wall where like the monster crashes through. So it forces you essentially into a jump scare. I mean, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
I get it, but it's super annoying that you're like, all right, I know this is coming. Like, why do I have to do this?
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartbreak. All right, so we are almost back with the other boys and the ecto. I think we've got one more area, like a mausoleum we've got to go through. Yeah, so we've got to go back underground.
You left your key in a mausoleum.
I don't know what you're singing.
It's from Haunted Mansion, the movie.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember
the key?
that.
Where's the key? Where's the beautiful
What are you
key?
talking
Find the key.
about?
Find the key. Oh, how happy you'll be.
What? Is this like the Singing Heads?
Yes.
I blocked out a lot of that movie. Even when didn't we watch it like last October and I still don't remember that?
It's
awful.
Yes.
Do you remember when Guillermo del Toro was gonna remake it?
I know. Still waiting, Guillermo.
Way to go, Guillermo.
Still
Won an
waiting.
Oscar. Now you got big britches. What was the latest thing he did?
I don't know, but the Jungle Cruise movie's coming out.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
We saw Jumanji, the second one.
Oh, it was so
and
good.
That was, I mean, we loved
It was good. I liked the first one better, but it was
Yeah.
still good.
I don't know. The new Jungle Cruise movie doesn't look all that great. So this part's a little bit of a beast because your favorite cemetery crawlers, they just keep coming, like hordes and hordes and hordes of them. Like to the point that you might almost think like, do I just need to leave because they're just going to keep showing up? Which is what, even though
How'd you even get in this cave? What is this?
it's like a mausoleum.
Oh.
I
I
mean,
thought you
like,
went in like a tree,
well,
like Harry Potter style.
kind of. There's roots, like roots from a tree, but you're underground.
Got
if
it.
that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's a little creepy because there's all these like coffins.
Yeah, I wouldn't go in here.
And so like they mention like, oh, like all this disturbance is pushing these coffins up the ground, and I'm like, there's no one buried actually in Central Park, like, but you know.
I mean, you don't know.
Wow. I mean, it's true. It's true. I want to say, I think Lincoln Park in Chicago actually has, it's in the far north side. There's like a park that was like essentially just, there was a bunch of dead bodies under there, and they just like made a park over, and there's a sign that just tells you like, hey, just let you know, there's a bunch of dead bodies here, but don't worry about it.
Just don't drink the water.
Just, you know, don't think too hard about it. I mean, it's like the cemetery we went. You're like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, all of Savannah is pretty much one giant graveyard.
Yeah, it's pretty gothic. Oh, I went the wrong way.
Oh no.
So these little
Hello,
angels,
weeping
though.
angels.
Oh, just you wait.
Oh
And-
no, are there jump scares?
No. So anyone who's played this game will pretty universally agree. And someone had commented after I had said that As It Lore was probably the hardest part of this game, and they had mentioned the angels in this level are even harder, and I would have to agree. And so we're almost at them, and that's what we're getting to is. So there are these little cherubs. They're stone angels, and they
Literally
will just,
weeping angels.
I mean, they're more giggly, actually. If you play the game with the sound on, they have little creepy giggles. I don't know if that's better or worse. Might be worse.
Yeah, it's like that episode, Angels in Manhattan from Doctor Who. With
I mean,
the
yeah,
children
there's
Yeah,
literally
I don't like
angels in
those.
Manhattan here, flying down at you.
Yeah.
And so you have to, one, they're really annoying enemies, and you need to smash them into this gate, and it's incredibly hard to do. So you'll see that at one point I edited out the death because I didn't think it was worth having anyone having to endure how many times it might have taken for me to go through it. This time it was only 2. Take my word for it or don't, but on easy, you know, even going easy, knowing what you're doing, it takes about once or twice.
Gotcha.
So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you think on any difficulty, As It Lore or the angels are harder if you've played this game? I'd love to know your thoughts. I'm kind of torn, but I at least figured out a strategy for As It Lore. For them, yeah, so that's where I died and we had to restart. Stupid gates.
Ooh, Uzi Gates.
Uzi gates. So yeah, so I had this idea though. If you see these angels over here, you just take them. Look, I can smash them in the gate now. We can get it over with real quick. It doesn't work. I wish it did. Wow. So then you have to just listen to them babble. Alright, so here they are. These little suckers. So, last time I had tried, they tell you to use the slime tether.
Dead.
Thank you. Not dead. But you can use the slime tether, or you can just use the capture stream and try and smash them into it.
Gotcha.
So, there be, and then you've got Ray who's dying. You've got the cemetery crawlers. They're real pistols.
I thought they were angels.
Yeah, there's the cemetery crawlers
okay,
down
okay.
there, and then there's these little cupids or angels. I forget what they're called.
Dead.
Thank you. That's all you instead of Mortal Kombat where they go fatality, it should just be you going dead.
Dead.
You did. Didn't make it. Did I get one?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I thought you did.
No, the lights go out when you get them. Stone Angel. Yeah, that's what they are.
It's a weeping angel.
It's a giggly angel though. They giggles.
The kids giggle.
Well, but then, yeah, I guess you're right. Then why do they call them weeping angels? not real fair. So yeah, if you've got any advice as far as what you think the best technique for these guys are, we're
dead.
Thank you. I was like waiting for you. I was like, you're not gonna say it that time. There, Ray's dead. Now I can help Ray out instead of being the weak link on this.
He's dead.
Oh. All right, we got one. I didn't even notice when we got one. It might have been
Yay.
someone else. It probably wasn't even me doing it. But
So are your teammates actually useful, or is this like a Donald Goofy situation where they don't do anything really?
yeah, because I even I remember when I was redoing this and playing the Civil War in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like taking them out and I'm like, oh, they must have gotten some, and they hadn't done any damage, and I was like, what are you guys doing over there? Like,
Dead.
thank you. I think I'm gonna do a death count of how many times I get knocked over here, and you just going.
Dead.
We've got one more. I just want to finish it before. There we go. All right.
Alright, we get through the gates now?
Yes. So it's a little bit of knocking through these gates. There is one more big fight scene.
Why are you tethering the...
You're supposed to.
Oh.
I mean, normally I'm just being a turd, but
I
this
know.
you're actually supposed to. So they can rip open those gates. So maybe. Come on, Winston. And then the next big fight is Ray literally calls it a monster mash. Oh,
That's
almost.
So close.
Try again. Maybe 3. I'm gonna just.
Yay!
I'm gonna get in the way. So it's nearing the end. After the monster mash, then we get the big reveal of who's behind this all. Who do you think's behind it?
Heidi Dion.
I thought you were gonna say Alyssa. We all know she's evil.
Evil. It's Oscar.
Oh my, that would be a good twist. That's you remember the Scooby-Doo movie?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
But you remember where the end is Shaggy is the bad guy? Or
No, it's
Scrappy-Doo.
Scrappy-Doo is the bad guy.
Which I think that was either one of the earliest or his first movie, James Gunn.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
he may not have
I
directed,
told you
but
Pam married him?
yeah, which is weird.
I know. Didn't last.
Well, sometimes it's not the right fit. So they tried to do the same thing again,
Look into my eyes.
and they killed the Ecto.
That was like an Indiana Jones moment.
What?
With the eyes. Never mind. The ride, Indiana Jones, when it...
Wow, you're really referencing all the Disneyland rides.
I just miss Disney so much.
You haven't been there in a while.
I know. I've been to Disneyland in 6 years.
Good.
No, that's too
Dead.
much for me. Yeah, that's how I feel. Dead.
So now we have to wait for them to stop speaking so we can finally get to this fight. I like this fight though. So
Okay.
these
you gonna
big,
fight this giant?
Yeah, these two guys come alive, and on their heads you might not be able to see it, but they've got keys, and then you've got a bunch of cultists and a bunch of zombies and cemetery crawlers.
Slam.
So it's a good fight. Again, on easy, it is easy. On difficult or professional, you really have to be careful. Even with because it's all 4 and you trying to do this fight, and it's still a little tough. So you asked, do they do anything? They did that much damage, all 4 of them. Just real helpful, guys. And there I was trying to put in the Super Slammer until I realized the Super Slammer is dead too.
Oh no. Dead.
So we've got to take out the cultists first, and then the big guys are gonna come alive. And they're fun. They stomp around and shoot lightning at you, as one does.
As one does.
Now, would you like? I don't think they ever get paid enough.
Hello. Oh, dead. Dead.
Like,
I don't like it.
you don't like the Keyhead monster?
No. Oh, that's what it is? He needs to go to the key house.
I still don't think that.
Oh, I loved it.
Good. My opinion on Lock and Key wasn't that great.
I
It
liked
was
it.
written more like
8
a
out of
teen
10.
soap opera.
What's wrong with that?
I expected better. I expected it not to sound like it was written for mopey teens.
It is though.
It seemed, yeah. Well, it seemed like it was like trying hard to be like Riverdale or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
I liked it.
You also liked the end of the effing world.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
No.
Or what was
No,
it?
it's I'm not okay with this.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
it.
that was so good.
I keep seeing ads for that the end of the world thing, and I'm like, can you not, Netflix? Like, Netflix put on a pandemic, outbreak, and end of the effing world. Like, trying to tell us something, Netflix? You're really trying to get in that apocalyptic spirit.
You know, like you do. Dead.
I hate you so much. So my angel friends are back, and I'm just trying to put the key in, and it's like Happy Gilmore, like, just go in your hole, ball.
Dead.
You are done. So mad at you. So if we could just get the key in, I have one job, and I can't do it.
What happened? Where'd the key go? You just left it?
It's still there. It's just not going in. So, like, look, I'm literally just like, it's there. Normally, it'll just activate and go in. Instead, nope. Not
Wait, I
gonna
think
work.
you just got it.
No, you think so, right? And it's not working.
What do you do?
I didn't know what to do for a second, so then I'm just like, I'll try it again, and then just kind of put it near, and then it magically worked.
Oh. Yay.
Science. All right, now we're about to enter into the end battle. Who do you think it is? Last calls? You going for Oscar?
No. It's.
Is he like an evil 5-year-old? Like, you guys are bad. I'm gonna get you.
Louis Tilly. No. It's.
Do you think it's Peck?
It's evil. Yeah, of course.
All right,
no, it's Peck. It's Dickless.
All right.
Pecker.
Peccadillo.
Pecker.
Pecker pecked his pile of pebbles.
Oh, she looks like a sex slave.
But if Peck's up there, who's behind it? Who do you think now? And this little baby walks out. And it's like, Oscar!
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah. Bill Murray's brother is evil. But he is possessed by...
Evil.
Evil! Yeah.
We am flying.
So pretty much,
All it
Evo
takes is faith, trust,
Shandor...
and pixie dust.
Thanks. You and the Disney. So Evo possessed the mayor, and he's been doing a lot of things to try and bring Gozer back. And then he got Gozer back, but Gozer wasn't at full strength, which is how we could just kind of blast Stay Puff. And then when Gozer failed, so he's like, yeah, Gozer failed me twice. He sucks. So
did he kill Gozer?
no, we did.
Oh, right.
I don't. He just, I guess, keeps Gozer's skull so he can toss it around. But then he's like, I'll just become a god myself. So first, he tried to do it with Mandala, and then there's some stipulation in the Gozerian Codex.
What just happened?
We exorcised Evo out of him.
Oh, okay.
That's Evo.
So the mayor's dead.
So, we got... You threw up my train of thought. When the Mandala was stopped, then there's something in the Gozerian Codex that says a blood sacrifice can also do it.
Oh.
Which seems like that would have been a lot easier to do first than, this whole Mandala shtick. And also it says that to get the Destructor form, you have to do the blood sacrifice, right? So we're fighting him in his normal, and the second form is his Destructor form. But how did he do it? Because he didn't kill Alyssa. She's just dangling.
Well, I mean, maybe he just took a little blood, just like a little... Boop.
That's not a blood sacrifice, that's a blood sample. How much blood is needed for a sacrifice? Comment below. What do you think? Couple liters? You talking about a whole body?
Dear Satanists that are listening, comment below.
Hey, we know Satanists actually, there's nothing to do.
I mean actual.
There are no actual Satanists that sacrifice people.
But there's a cult people. Yes, there are. In my scary podcast, they told a really
that sounds
story.
like 80s satanic panic. That does not sound like anything real.
I'm sure there are people that have killed people with a bunch of symbols and stuff.
Sure, that doesn't make them Satanists.
No.
Don't give Satanists a bad name. They're not all bad.
It's pronounced Satine.
Satine. Alright, so we got pulled over into kind of like, you remember the library was like the ghost dimension?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're like in the architecture dimension.
The architecture dimension? Does Ted Mosby live here?
Ted Mosby, sex architect. No, because Ivo Shandor was an architect. And so, like, that's, like, this is like his realm.
Ivo Shandor was an architect. He was an architect friend of mine.
Are you seeing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog? What did I tell you about musical numbers? We're gonna like post this and like YouTube will be like, listen, first of all, these were bad renditions of songs. Second of all, give us money.
I'm sorry, guys. It's day 14 of quarantine. I don't
That
even
is
know
a bit of a hyperbole. It's like
no, it's
7.
Not. You're right.
It's day 2.
Right. You're right.
So we're waiting for the big reveal. What do you think his destructor form is gonna look like?
A horned god.
Why do you say that? Is it because you already saw him?
No.
Oh.
Well, am I right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what I was like. Oh, because you like saw it somehow?
No.
Yeah.
I was napping when you were playing this.
Well, I know. I didn't know if it's some other point. So here you go.
Oh, awesome. Go me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm amazing.
Good job.
It's like the volcano god with horns.
Yeah.
Pele.
Pele.
Dead.
I was waiting for it. I knew it was going to happen. I don't think, and the worst part is in this final battle, I don't think any of the other guys get knocked down. It's just me.
Oh.
I'm the worst.
How did I guess? I'm like so impressed with
I don't
myself.
know. Well, it's almost like you got something on the brain. That is that's an inside joke for us because our next episode that has taken me forever, which is why we're posting another one of these walkthroughs before we're getting to a new normal quote video, because it's taken me so long to write.
All the research.
It no joke, it took me probably like an actual week's worth of research and writing, because it's why does the devil wear horns? We go into a lot of detail. We actually have a guest vocal artist.
Yes, special guest.
But it's, I go into where the name Satan came from, what the authors may have originally intended out of that, where he got various names, how he gets various physical characteristics that we kind of know, like
Horns.
Horns, thank you. You're really bad at picking up what I'm putting down. So it was very arduous to write. I'm very excited, but I know it's going to be a beast to edit. So, all right, Ray also went down, so I don't feel as bad. I'm just going to shoot him in the crotch a few times and see how he likes it.
I like his lava abs. Lava abs.
Lava abs. He's very hot. That was terrible. So the original plan was when they got rid of the Ghost of Evo is they were going to cross the streams, and then they got pulled into this dimension, and so now they're going to cross the streams again, which I think is really weak writing. Like, they got lucky the first movie by crossing the streams. It shouldn't be like
every time.
And that's just, you know what, don't worry about it, we'll just cross the stream and we'll be okay. Like, I don't know. But Egon does have a great line where he says, "We eat gods for breakfast."
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's a little corny. Comment below. Do you like the line "I eat gods for breakfast" or "We eat gods for breakfast," or do you think like me?
Mary, you saved me.
It's all right. He gets all the ladies.
We're just gonna leave Dickless up there.
Dangling Dickless. Like, he's dead.
Dead.
All of the dead. So we've stopped the baddie. Peter got the girl. Dickless has probably not learned a lesson, and New York will return sort of back to normal, except for the fact that the entire containment unit's been emptied and
everything's been destroyed by you.
That's all right. We saved the mayor. He's gonna write off the check.
No, he was definitely dead.
No, he's all right. He's okay. So everything's okay, relatively. Except for, the Natural History Museum's been destroyed. The foundation for the public library is definitely just demolished, so it's going to just sink into the ground.
Sedgwick is destroyed.
Sedgwick is not only, it's double destroyed.
Central Park is destroyed.
Central Park is full of graves and just upturned coffins. But you know what? But there's love in the air.
Woo!
Except for Slimy one's in on that action.
Yeah, he does.
Splow. Peter, always the gentleman. Letting her take the hit. But yeah, and that is how it ends. So, thank you guys so much for those of you who have joined us along this ride. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this isn't your favorite subject, but at least maybe it got you guys, something to enjoy, especially during this troubling time. Huge thank you once again to Eric Rowland. Thank you so much for making this possible. You're awesome, buddy. And thank you, Heidi, for going along on this ride.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. Thank you so much.
Bye. Dead.